Back here in Cincinnati, Kevin McAlpin with 680 The Fan and the Braves Radio Network. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, everybody. We are getting you set for Game 2 of a 3-game series between the Braves and the Reds, and it comes your way tonight at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Again, make note of the start time, 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Game start a little bit earlier here in the Queen City. I know some of you folks were tuning in last night at 7:10, 7:20, and we were already in the second or third inning by that point in the game. So make sure you plan accordingly and join Joe Simpson and Jim Powell as they'll have the call for the Braves and the Reds. Couple of right-handers on the mound tonight. 21-year-old right-hander Mike Soroka gets the ball for the Braves, his second start of the new year, and he'll be countered by the veteran right-hander Tanner Roark, who the Braves have seen a lot of over the course of his career, of course, with his time in the nation's capital. We'll tell you all about the matchup and what to look for here tonight in just a couple of moments, but of course the Braves dropping last night's contest 7-6 in another rough outing for Jesse Biddle. Now, of course, Biddle has scuffled here over the last week and a half, and that's frankly putting it very lightly. Biddle has walked 7 of the last 17 batters he has faced, including 2 with the bases loaded. Now, you recall about a week ago, Jesse, extremely frustrated, vowed that would never happen again. 3 walks. He did not record an out last night. Of course, one of those walks was intentional, but another 3-walk outing for Jesse Biddle. It has been a rough go, to say the least, for him. Brian Snitker saying the Braves are just trying to find any opportunity to get Biddle back on track, but I do think it'll be a while till we see Biddle in a high leverage situation or a close ball game. I think the Braves would love one of those 10-0 games, get him out there and try to get his confidence and get his stuff back, because quite frankly, the Braves need him right now. It's something we've talked a lot about on the air the last few days. Teams are not trading relievers. It's too early in the season. The Braves don't have a ton of guys in the minors right now that you would throw into relief roles. I think that could change when Mike Fultonevich comes back, and if you missed it yesterday, Fulte is due back in the Braves rotation on Saturday at home against the Rockies. So that's a bit of good news. I think there's a chance we could see Bryce Wilson remain in the pen, maybe even Kyle Wright. Maybe there's some other guys we see brought up from AAA. But right now, the help is going to have to come from internally and guys you already have here on the roster, because it's just too early. It's the third week of the season. Teams are not shopping relievers at this point in the year. So you are what you are, and you definitely need guys to step up. Mike Soroka, as I mentioned, gets the ball for the Braves tonight. 21-year-old right-hander making his second start of the year. He was a tough luck loser his last time out against the Diamondbacks. Went 5 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 4 hits, walked a couple, and struck out 6. His stuff, to me, looked pretty impressive. And I think that, for Mike, it's all about staying healthy. The last couple of years he's dealt with shoulder issues. Of course, this spring he was slowed with that shoulder injury that happened while he was working out. And I talked to Mike a few days ago, and if you tuned into the Braves Clubhouse Report today, you heard him talk about the adjustments that he has made here in 2019. He said he's laying off some of the upper body workouts. He's not doing as much push-ups. He feels like the last couple of years he's been trying to gain muscle, trying to gain weight. But at this point, he feels like where he is from a weight and strength standpoint, he's in a good spot. His stuff feels really good. So that's the adjustment that you're going to see Mike make off the field. Let's be honest, you're not going to see him make it off the field, but don't expect Mike Soroka to continue to get bigger and stronger. He feels like his weight and his strength right now is where it needs to be. Of course, coming into tonight, Freddie Freeman riding a 22-game on-base streak, and of course that is the longest by the Braves to start the season since J.D. Drew back in 2004. He registered a 27-game stretch, and of course Freddie now just 5 games away from tying the Atlanta-era record, and he's getting closer and closer to the franchise record of 37 games in a row to start the new year. Again, as I mentioned, Jesse Biddle, 7 walks to his last 17 batters. I think it's going to be a while till we see him put in any higher leverage situations. As for the Reds, they've come in, they've played a lot of really close games. They won another one last night, 7-6, and they give the ball to Tanner Roark here tonight. It's his 17th career start against the Braves. Of course, they saw a lot of him from his time with the Washington Nationals. He also made a handful of appearances out of the Nationals bullpen as well, and he's got a really good ERA, a 3.09 lifetime ERA in 23 career appearances against Atlanta. Now, from an offensive standpoint, Freddie Freeman has swung the bat really well against him, a 3.11 lifetime average with 5 doubles. Ender Inciarte also enters 12 for 30 for his career with a couple of doubles, a triple, and a homer against the veteran right-hander. So a couple of guys to keep an eye on here tonight as they get going for Game 2 of this 3-game series, the Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. One lineup change tonight, Brian McCann behind the plate. Tyler Flowers, of course, in there last night, so B-Mac will catch Mike Soroka here tonight. Everything else staying as it's been the last handful of days with Ozzie Albies at the top and Ender Inciarte in the 8th spot in the order. Again, it's a 6:40 first pitch. Jim Powell and Joe Simpson have the call on 680 The Fan back in Atlanta. and all across the Braves radio network. Hopefully you'll join all of our coverage. And again, cloudy, a chance of rain later on tonight, and tomorrow not looking great at all. They're calling for a 100% chance of rain tomorrow. So the Braves and Reds certainly need to get at least tonight's game in, and we'll keep our fingers crossed there's no delays or anything worse than just a passing sprinkle or a shower. So again, 6:40 first pitch. Jim and Joe with the call on 680 The Fan and the Braves Radio Network. Hopefully you'll join us right here from Great American Ballpark.